Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, distinguished members of Congress, honored guests and fellow citizens, thank you very much for that warm reception. You know, the big build-up this address has had, I want to make sure it'd be a big hit, but I couldn't convince Barbara to deliver it for me. See, the Speaker and the Vice President are laughing. They saw what I did in Japan, and they're just happy they're sitting behind me. I mean to speak tonight of big things, of big changes and the promises they hold, and of some big problems, and how together we can solve them and move our country forward as the undisputed leader of the age. And we gather tonight at a dramatic and deeply promising time in our history and in the history of man on earth. For in the past 12 months, the world has known changes of almost biblical proportions. And even now, months after the failed coup that doomed a failed system, I'm not sure we've absorbed the full impact, the full import of what happened. But communism died this year. And even as president, with the most fascinating possible vantage point, there were times when I was so busy managing progress and helping to lead change that I didn't always show the joy that was in my heart. But the biggest thing that has happened in the world, in my life, in our lives, is this. By the grace of God, America won the Cold War. I mean to speak this evening of the changes that can take place in our country now that we can stop making the sacrifices we had to make when we had an avowed enemy that was a superpower. And now we can look homeward even more and move to set right what needs to be set right. Moods come and go, but greatness endures. Ours does. And maybe for a moment, it's good to remember what, in the dailiness of our lives, we forget. We are still and ever the freest nation on earth, the kindest nation on earth, the strongest nation on earth, and we have always risen to the occasion. And we are going to lift this nation out of hard times inch by inch and day by day, and those who would stop us had better step aside, because I look at hard times and I make this vow: this will not stand. And so we move on together, a rising nation, the once and future miracle that is still, this night, the hope of the world.